So now the seduction scenario has been set thanks to her helping. It really builds momentum, okay? Put that into your game plan the next time you have a girl over to your house, okay? It works really well. Now let's deal with the 5 pieces of last-minute resistance. Last-minute resistance is hardwired into the into the emotional mechanism of all women. All right, I've come up with 5 ways of solving it. By the way, I started with 1. It was like I had my 1 way of solving it. There are now 5 ways of solving it. But before I get to these 5 ways, I want to explain exactly what it is. Remember how confused you were at the concept of having an overwhelming desire to approach a woman and then an overwhelming desire to not approach her? There comes this specific point, different for most people. For me, if a hot woman comes into the room, I get nervous. Why? Because I've already conditioned myself to approach any girl who's hot who goes into a room. For a lot of guys, a girl who comes into the room doesn't make you nervous, it just makes you excited. You just go, fucking hot girl, right? Like, for instance, when the girl was dancing at the front there, I was nervous because I couldn't approach her, right? So I was just aroused. I just went, she is hot. But it isn't until that point where you say, okay, I'm going to approach, that your body then goes, are you seriously going to approach? Adrenaline release, fuck, right? That switch is hardwired into us. The fear of the approach happens right after the desire to approach. That's hardwired. We're not crazy. It's just one circuit triggers and then another one triggers. Women have triggering as well. Last-minute resistance will happen with every single woman you're with. Here's what happens. She has an overwhelming desire to be with you. Comfort is built. She's kissing you. She's aroused. It all feels good. Her brain is rewarding her for good behavior of getting close to a guy. If she didn't have it, then she'd stay at home all alone, be very happy being a virgin, and her genes would die out. So evolutionally, so evolution has designed, into humanity, into the later generations, the desire to be with men. Her brain is being wonderfully rewarded, just like yours is. She's being validated. You're kissing her. It feels good. Just back scratching, nibbling, all this stuff. It feels great. Now, why is it that a woman is enjoying herself being with you and then all of a sudden doesn't want to be with you anymore? She's afraid of something. Well, I interrogated, in particular, a girl named Jackie. You saw a little video clip. The girl who did those things. Are they gone, by the way? Yeah, pretty much? And, yeah, I know. I was thinking about that because, man, there's nothing like a hickey to really turn women on. Isn't that crazy? It's counterintuitive. You'd think that they'd run away because you're taken. You say, what are you jealous? I interrogated Jackie after, I remember I was in bed with her, and I hit that point where we're making out, and I'm going for the bra, and the bra comes off, and I'm sucking on her breasts, and then I go for the panties, and I'm getting LMR. She's like, no, right? And I just think to myself, here I am again, LMR. This happens every single woman. You'll get this point where they're hesitant. Not with your girlfriend, just all comes off, it's all good. But you get LMR with a new girl every time. She wants to be with you, wants to. So I thought about that for a second, and I thought, wow, this is really fascinating. I'm really, really fascinated by last-minute resistance. The fact that it is just as real as is men's approach anxiety. You see, women generally don't have approach anxiety. They can't understand it. Why would it be scary for a man to walk up and talk to us, is what they think. They just don't get it. In the same way, because we don't have approach anxiety we don't have last-minute resistance hardwired into us, we don't really understand it. So the best way I can give it to you is the way that after long interrogation with Jackie over several conversations, the next day, or 2 days later actually, I talked to her about it. I said, look, you had last-minute resistance, now you don't. What happened? What did you feel? And we talked for about 20 minutes. And then I talked to her, a few weeks later, over the phone for another half hour about it. We discovered what it feels like. Okay, I was trying to find a metaphor that we can all deal with. Okay, here's what last-minute resistance feels like. Have you ever had $10,000 on red playing roulette? Can you imagine what that would be like? You have 10 grand on red. Girls don't want to feel this. It doesn't feel like, well, the trigger is about as abrupt as is approach anxiety, but it doesn't have adrenaline. We get instant fight or flight adrenaline. A woman in last-minute resistance doesn't get fight or flight adrenaline. What she does get is real anxious and a fear of, is this going to work? Here's what the worry is, evolutionarily speaking. A woman 40,000 years ago, if she has sex with a man who is lying to her and only fucks her once and then leaves, she may get pregnant. And if she's pregnant, she's going to have to take care of a baby that she cannot feed. Not only will her baby die, but so will she. More importantly, or just as much fear, back 40,000 years ago, if I see a girl that I want and she's got a kid, I can just grab the kid, kill it, and take the fucking woman and give her my baby. Because this is my world. These are my 100 people. And I've got my buddies who will help, kill off anybody else who's going to fuck with me. And that's the world that we lived in. Your ancestors lived this way. Your circuitry is designed for that world. And there are millions of people in jail right now because they responded to their emotions in this way. And now we've got so many more people. We've got new rules that are, locking people up into jail for what nature designed into them. So a woman has a fear, hardwired fear. She's being rewarded for being with you, but then the minute it goes to, oh my God, this can be sex. And for some girls, it's getting to the boobs. For some girls, it's getting to the panties. Some girls are like, hey, as long as the panties stay on, I can have fun, and I don't feel that weird feeling. For some girls, it's, just being, just grabbing her boobs is like, okay, that's getting sexual now, right? And that's cultural. Some girls, it's going to be at a different point. Just like for you, you may not get nervous about approaching a girl when you see a hot girl come in, you'll go, oh, that's hot. Not until you decide to go up. For me, when I see a hot girl, I get nervous because I know I'm going in. I've done it enough times to know I respond that way. It's just my rule. So I'll feel it a little sooner. So it's a little, different place, but you understand the reasoning for it, right? If she has sex with you and you don't stick around, she is going to compromise her replication success, statistically. Her kids may not survive, really. And no one else is going to take care of her when she has kids. She needs to know that your brain has been hijacked and is pair bonded to her before she'll have sex with you.